Baby, my skin is brown. I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of people that don't accept me, but do I care? No. So my video going viral again. There's a video where I was talking about why Chick-fil-A will stay in business. I mentioned that because they close on Sunday and everybody's like, well, Sunday isn't Sabbath, Saturday is. It don't matter. Then I stated that they don't like gay people. Let me let y'all in on something. The founder of Chick-fil-A was a Southern Baptist up until he passed away. That means he follows the Bible. The Bible specifically told him no gay sin. So the founder said, okay, we're not putting up no pride parade flags. We're not supporting the pride community. Y'all can't get mad. It literally says in the Bible. He donates his money to anti-LGBT communities. This man went through backlash. States like California and all that tried to make sure that this man didn't have no restaurant chains in their cities. Y'all be wanting to cancel people so bad because they don't support LGBT. If you want to be mad at somebody, go be mad at God. He can handle it. But you getting mad at people for following the Bible is ridiculous. Yes, there are other sins, but you don't see murderers, thieves, tax collectors, prostitutes. You don't see none of them people having parades around town. You don't see none of them people putting flags up. You don't see none of them other sins doing none of that. So that's why people are always attacking the LGBT community. Because y'all got flags everywhere. Y'all got parades for a whole month of June. The same month as Juneteenth. Y'all need to stop being so angry because people don't accept you.
Let me take that a bit further. The real disrespect is this, right? Is because she's absolutely right. And I can't substantiate any of the stuff that the Chick-fil-A founders or owners or family or anything like that says. I've heard rumors, but I haven't actually heard them say anything or seen anything with my own eyes. I know that they close on Sundays, unlike other restaurants, which really, really is a good thing that allows for people to be able to go to church. I also know that they have great customer service, and it seemed like it's a fairly conservative family that runs it. But here's the real disrespect from the alphabet community. The real disrespect is that not only do they have the flags, but they've basically perverted the thing that God had a covenant with man that he would never flood the earth again. That was specifically for that. And now they've remixed it so much to where people, they haven't read the word of God, so they truly don't understand what that covenant means. They don't know what the rainbow actually represents. They think that is that, but it's been perverted. And then they try to throw it inside of everybody else's faces. And it's like, yo, if I don't have to do this, why should I? And it's not as though we don't actually, try to remove your humanity, because I do believe that everybody deserves a right in the United States of America to pursue whatever path they want to pursue, as long as it's legal, right? But at the same time, it's like, why are you trying to force it in our schools and having drag shows and all of this other stuff? And it's like, it's almost as though the level of disrespect, you give them an inch, they take a mile. And it's just like coming in with size 12 shoes now.
If it wasn't a bad thing, you wouldn't be mad. But you only mad and defending yourself because you know it's wrong.
There is no pain like the one of having a homophobic parent as a gay person. Because why can't I just have your support? Why can't I just talk to you? Why can't I share my happy moments with you? Why can't I just have a conversation and talk to you like a normal person? Why aren't you curious enough to know what it's even like? You don't have to understand it, but you have to want to just be in my life. Why can't you understand that I'm just a person? I'm not that gay person. I'm just a person. I'm just your daughter. Why can't you accept me the way that you accept other people? Why can't I just bring her over for dinner or for the holidays? Why am I painted as the bad person because I'm setting boundaries because you don't accept who I am?
Why can't you respect the boundaries that they set, because you set boundaries, so they had set boundaries, but they have to break their boundaries in order to make you feel good about your decisions, and they don't agree with it. That's like, and I don't want to, compare it to it. Let's say, for example, somebody sells drugs, right? And you don't agree with the fact that they sell drugs, but they don't think that what they're doing is wrong because they saying it's from the earth and it actually help support their family and all of this other stuff, right? You have two philosophical differences of what right and wrong is, okay? And they say, listen, why can't I just bring this in your house? Why don't you just accept me for me? Why don't you just take what it is that I do and just rock out with it? Or let's say, for example, somebody, and you know, because I want to use something that's actual legal to compare. Let's say, for example, they say, hey, listen, I don't want you shacking up with that person, and if you do, I won't accept it, right? And you say, no, accept my boyfriend or accept my girlfriend because this is who I am. And although I'm doing something completely different than what you set a boundary as acceptable, you know, and you are grown, but accept it for what it is, because why can't I just be whoever it is that I want to be around you? Because everybody has the right to set boundaries, and nobody has to accept who you are and what your lifestyle is just because you. Nobody is special enough to have to force somebody else to accept something that they don't want to accept. And maybe their spiritual convictions are too heavy and they want to go to heaven, or they just don't support that as a lifestyle. They don't have to. And I think that the more selfish thing is the fact that she's trying to force it on them.
Why can't I just have that supportive parent that some are blessed with? Why is it that when I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I asked you to come visit me?
Nope.
And you said if she's going to be there, I can't be there.
Facts.
And I had to choose the person that I was with at the time.
Stand your ground.
Why? This is the type of pain, the type of hurt that I don't wish on anybody.
A big pet peeve of mine is when I hear gay or queer Black people say things like, God still loves me, or God, hates the sin, but he loves the sinner. No sin is greater than the other. One day, God is going to finish working on me. When you guys say things like this, whether you realize it or not, you are agreeing with a system that was built to make you hate yourself. You are literally repeating a language that tells you that your existence is a problem. So and then you're trying to soothe yourself by saying, but God still accepts me. You're not being comforted, you are being conditioned. And whether you realize it or not, you're saying that I am wrong, but maybe God will still accept me. And this is why I always tell our people, especially in the LGBTQ plus community, those who were raised religious, even if you don't go to church anymore, that internalized theology is still living within you. And I see it all the time in the community. People who have not been to church in years, but they are still carrying around that same self-hate ideology that they were raised in. And I am saying this with love. You cannot heal while holding on to the very belief systems that demonize your existence. So if you...
This is such bad advice. And to be honest with you, I thought she was going the other way. This is such bad advice. What she's basically saying is to turn away from your convictions, from what you know is the wrong thing to do in order to make yourself feel better. You have to let go of that conviction altogether. You got to let go of God, or you got to let go of what you think that, or what you was taught that God is expecting of you, so that you can live in your truth.
You are Black.
Gonna bust hell wide open.
If you are a part of the LGBT community, I highly recommend that you deconstruct your own beliefs. Break down the social constructs that you inherited. Question the very ideas that you were told about yourself. Because the truth is, you will never fully be free until you stop trying to squeeze your humanity into a religion that does not honor it.
See that? And this is why you can't listen to everybody, because when they sound intelligent, when you listen to them long enough, they'll expose to you that they're actually against the word of God. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. And I always like to give credit to the content creators, regardless of whether I agree or not. We here.